There are stories in this book to which many women will be able to relate. I have been there too. I am with you, sister. There are stories in this book that are meant to inspire strong women being powerful. There are stories in this book of heartbreak and regret that cry out for change. If only I hadn't. If only I could have. If only I did. Finally, there are stories in this book that are meant to illustrate for any man or woman who hasn't been there. These women have.
Feeling slightly more awake and alert, I turned my gaze from the mirror to the bathroom window. The sun was already up and shining down on the sea of row houses and apartment buildings. It looked like the start of a nice spring day, except I had no idea where I was.
I stared straight ahead, hoping I wouldn't vomit into the Piggly Wiggly bag. He grabbed the bag with one hand and placed it by my feet. He had dirty fingernails.
My father wore a gray business suit. Sometimes he wore a three-piece with an elegant tie and matching pocket scarf. He wore it every day. My mother always wore a two-piece suit with a skirt and matching lapel pin. She still does.
The immigration officer looks at me and then he looks at my visa and he said, "Where's your mahram?" I wasn't familiar with the term, so I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Where's your husband?" I said, "I'm not married." He said, "Where's your brother?" I said, "I don't have any brothers." He said, "Where's your uncle?" I said, "My uncle? Why would he travel with me?"
When she speaks, she picks up another cookie to roll, and she's not angry with me, she's sad that I don't understand the complexities of love. And I say, love just sounds like a name you give to the reason you let someone throw you at a radiator. And she leaves with the cookie, and for 6 months her parents can't find her, the police can't find her, I can't find her.
I didn't want to be afraid in Shenandoah, even though I was, of strange men, of bears, of fear itself. I decided that if I was going to be afraid, I might as well carry the fear with me. Maybe, I thought, I would gain something by gathering the things that scared me closer rather than pushing them away.
Then he stood up and came out of the bushes where he had been hiding, and my heart broke. He was disheveled and unshaven, his eyes were dilated, and he looked around nervously. He quickly got into the car. I put my hand on his arm and told him that he was okay. I couldn't begin to understand what he was going through, but I also knew that I couldn't continue to go through it with him, and I was horrified by what kind of person that made me.
I'm going to start to tell him why we're there, and he throws his hand up and says, "You can just stop. We're one big happy family down here. You can't let a couple of malcontents ruin what we've got going on."
My mother doted on younger brother, who closely resembled her side of the family. My father favored older brother, who was pretty much his mini-me. The favoritism was even hardwired into my brother's names. Older brother's middle name is Dad's first name. Younger brother's middle name is the masculine form of Mom's first name. As the middle child and the only girl, I wasn't named after anyone. I was no one's favorite and everyone's scapegoat.
With my head spinning, I recounted my encounter with Dr. Oliver. I touched the skin on the back of my hand. Maybe he has a point. You are brown. What young mother would allow you to touch the belly of her precious newborn, he had said in our interview.
Beads of sweat appeared along his prematurely receding hairline. I couldn't decide if it was caused by so many people being jammed together or in response to his hand in my crotch. His eyes remained locked on mine as his fingers continued to grope. His gaze was defiant and downright mocking.
But sitting down with diverse people from around the world, from midwives to high-level donors to young advocates, makes me realize that each of us has a compelling story, a path that led us to this work. For some of us, it's only in hindsight that we're able to see we were on the path at all.
We shouldn't have to smile and smooth things over. We shouldn't be quiet. We are women. Let us roar.